How you doing, everybody? So today I'm continuing my leadership series, and this is on a pretty tough subject to talk about, is suicide. Now, when I was in the Army, I belonged to two different units throughout my career, and since I left the military, we lost no one in combat. But since I've been home, I've lost 14 that stood in my formation, and I believe 11 of them were to self-deletion. Suicide affects everyone around you. It affects your family, friends, your coworkers, and it can really affect the readiness of a military unit or those you work with. And I understand that the person who is feeling that way doesn't see it in that manner, but as a leader, we have to notice and learn as much as we can the warning signs of what may be going on with that person that may lead them to deciding to end their life. And there are certain ways we should train to do that. These are a lot of the warning signs. Particularly one that we see a lot was giving things away, especially if they're very important. But these aren't an all-inclusive list. There are many other things that someone may do that may be warning signs. These are just, by study, the ones that are mostly noticed and mostly exhibited by the person who is planning on committing the act. While I was in the Army, they used to give us this card to keep in our wallet, but it was more important not even to just have the card, but to actually live by these values. If you think that someone is going to commit the act of suicide, you have to ask those questions, and sometimes it can be very direct, and then you actually have to care, and in extreme cases, actually escort them to the hospital. That's a very important part. Physically fight them if you have to, get them in the car, and take them to the hospital. Communication, again, plays a key role in these things, and that is something that I've always said is the most important part of leadership. Communication. Communication is going to be the biggest key to learning soldiers or one of your employees and subordinates' behaviors, so you can notice changes when they happen. Communication could just mean the difference between someone starting to exhibit these behaviors and maybe not exhibiting these behaviors. 100% I believe that if you just ask somebody how their day is going, that you can read a lot by their answer. Even if they always tell you the day is okay, you can hear the inflections in their voice. Communication can be verbal, non-verbal. It can be expressed, like written. There's a lot of ways that we can attempt to mitigate these types of behaviors and really reach out and just care. Like the C in ACE here, care, the heart underneath the A. If you're a leader that truly cares about your subordinates, all these things are going to be like dominoes. They're going to fall in line. And I can give you an example. Was so one of the fraternal organizations that I'm a part of was recently asking us to make birthday and wellness calls. Typically, once a year, we go through the list and we make the call. And so many times, people get back just a full list that is mainly called, didn't answer. Whereas mine is called 3 times, sent an email, sent a text. Um, and then when I have conversations, I put in the notes, detailed notes. Hey, this person's having trouble with a job. Let's see if we can get them some employment. Hey, this person's having trouble money wise. Let's see if we can give them assistance or something along those lines. And that fraternal organization is trying to build a new strategy for that based on the way I have conducted myself while making these wellness calls. And I think that's going to be very important to the well-being of our fraternal members. So anyway, that's all I got for this particular video. God bless, Merry Christmas, and use the hotline if you need to.